Even our favorite superheroes have their limits. Landing a Marvel role seems like hitting the jackpot. But do you know how demanding the life of an MCU star is?
Excellent question.
From brutal stunt work to relentless global press tours, that is draining even for the biggest stars. So let's dive deeper into those struggles. Hands-on approach to action. Marvel movies are known for tremendous action scenes. There's obviously a lot of CGI in them. But Thunderbolts chose to make an emphasis on practical effects and genuine stunt work.
It's Marvel's first indie film.
While doubles exist for a reason, many actors actually insist on doing at least some of their own downright dangerous feats. For instance, Florence Pugh was super excited to get a role in Black Widow. Being very athletic, she bulked up significantly for her action-heavy role. While the physical prep left her bruised and constantly sore, Pugh had a blast on set. Still, some things surprised her a lot. For example, she was taken aback to learn that none of the superheroes' landing poses are actually safe for landing.
I was like, oh, does Scarlett know this? And I remember just being so shocked.
However, in Thunderbolts, Florence went to the next level of intensity. She performed a daring stunt by jumping off the world's second tallest building.
How many times do you see someone throwing themselves off a building?
Even though Pugh advocated for the stunt, she described the experience as mentally challenging. After each jump, she felt so drained that she had to take a 3-hour nap to recover. And she wasn't alone in pursuing perfection for the role. Even Chris Hemsworth, who has the physique of a Norse god, admitted that the training was relentless. For Thor, Love and Thunder, he said it was the most extreme body transformation he'd ever done. He also confessed about the pressure to stay in superhero shape in between filming his movies. Sebastian trained in knife combat and did many of his own fight scenes, which resulted in pulled muscles and lingering bruises. Jeremy Renner, who played Hawkeye, once fractured multiple bones doing a stunt for the comedy Tag. And he still came back to finish his Marvel commitments in Avengers: Infinity War. Because in this world, delays cost millions, and the show must go on and look good. Want to learn more filming secrets? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. The hidden discomfort. You'd think that wearing a superhero costume would feel empowering, right?
Sometimes, suit makes the man.
But for many Marvel actors, it's been more like a slow form of torture. The overwhelming majority of their costumes were tight, hot, and barely breathable. Moreover, some stars, like Robert Downey Jr. and Paul Bettany, could hardly see anything with their full getup on. The Vision actor had to sit through hours of makeup and prosthetics that literally covered every inch of his skin. Bettany once joked that he felt like he was being buried alive, especially during hot outdoor shoots. Ironically, the actor had limited vision in his outfit, and he struggled with restricted breathing while trying to deliver a serious emotional scene. Downey Jr., in his turn, had troubles with the Iron Man helmet.
And it slammed closed and I couldn't see anything. And then these LED lights went on. I was absolutely blinded.
Robert revealed that by the time they were shooting The Last Avengers, he simply refused to put that thing on.
Put 2 dots here and then you can paint it in later.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson was never a fan of her Black Widow costume either. It was designed to enhance her body features, and the actress admitted that it was suffocating. She recalled that her one-piece suit was like 800 degrees and about as breathable as a plastic bag. Over time, the suits improved, but Scarlett still had to perform complex stunts in skin-tight leather. At one point, it caused such severe overheating that she began to hallucinate. David Harbour almost had a similar experience in his Red Guardian getup. The actor admitted he would start sweating profusely within minutes of putting it on. And let's not forget poor Tom Holland, who couldn't even drink normally while filming the Spider-Man scenes.
But there's a hole underneath the eye socket where we used to be able to feed a tube down.
Oh, no.
And I could drink without taking the suit off.
And many of their colleagues agreed they needed costume teams just to get them in and out of the bathroom.
Again, I asked for a zip and I didn't get one.
But there's a very good reason why movie stars are ready to tolerate all this.
It was uncomfortable working in the suits, but we were really, really well paid, so...
Still, dealing with uncomfortable outfits is the least challenging aspect of being in the MCU. The marathon days. Filming a Marvel movie isn't your average 9-to-5 job. The days are really long there, often 12 to 16 hours. For many of the actors, the day starts as early as 4 or 5 a.m. because of the makeup. For the role of Drax, Dave Bautista sat in a chair for 5 hours every morning, while his body was painted head to toe. That's before a single scene even rolled. And the shooting schedules can go on for months. Then add ADR sessions, post-production pickups, and suddenly the entire year is gone. Take Avengers Endgame, for example. Filmed across nearly 12 months with constant shifts between sets, the production pushed the cast to their limits.
Well, there's a lot of things about those movies where it's not just the actual filmmaking process is very, start, stop with little bits and pieces because of the action, the nature of the movie.
And the most hated part for many actors is the reshoots. They are totally common for any production. But when it comes to Marvel, they can occur months after principal photography wrapped. That means actors have to jump back into character, sometimes while working on entirely different projects. However, for Chris Hemsworth, the hardest part of the job isn't all the physical exertion. It's when he has to do the audio recording for them.
Basically all the sound effects for fight scenes and punches and car crashes and whatever. You do like an hour of and your throat is destroyed.
But even finishing all the ADR and reshoots doesn't mean that the work is done. Selling the hype. Becoming a part of the MCU can take a toll on the actor's mental health as well. This is especially true for those who jump straight from indie films to the blockbuster machine, like Florence Pugh. Facing a global audience with expectations sky high is no easy feat, but the British star seems to be handling it well. However, not all of her colleagues are okay with all of the Marvel demands. For instance, their contracts often include social media expectations. Actors are supposed to promote their work on Instagram and Twitter, engage with fans, and maintain a brand. Some stars abide by it, like Sebastian Stan. I was so against social media for such a long time, but now I can't live without it. It's part of the world that we're in now. I understand the way that it fits into my business. However, Scarlett Johansson has openly discussed her decision to avoid these perks of the digital age.
I honestly am too fragile a person to have social media. I can't, my ego is too fragile. That would give me so much anxiety. I can't.
So, despite pressures from studios and the industry, Johansson remains steadfast in her choice. But then, there are promotion tours, which come with one more struggle for the Marvel cast. The global push. The commitment of an actor to the movie extends well beyond the completion of filming. And in the Marvel world, promo means everything. Soon after shedding their not-too-comfy costumes, they embark on demanding global press tours. For Avengers Endgame alone, it spanned more than a dozen countries in just a few weeks. That means red carpets, TV appearances, interviews, and fan events, over and over again. MCU stars can find themselves somewhere in Europe one day and in China the next, and they are contractually obligated to show up, smile, and sound excited as the true Marvel ambassadors. These extreme journeys are absolutely draining. Benedict Cumberbatch has joked about living in airports during the press cycles, saying he sometimes forgot what country he was in. But it seems like some stars do enjoy such events, especially Comic-Cons.
Is it annoying to you?
No, it's actually one of the few times you can kind of interact with fans. It's actually really nice.
That's nice?
Yeah.
Then there's the constant pressure not to spoil anything. Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo became memes for accidentally leaking Marvel secrets. Other actors admitted they were given decoy scripts, probably to avoid such incidents.
They give us scripts that have some real things in it and lots of fake things in it.
It probably helps avoid the leakage, but definitely makes it more difficult to develop the characters. So next time when you watch a Marvel movie, take a second to think about its cast's struggles. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss new videos about your favorite stars. Stay awesome!